Alrighty, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Stack Sat Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. I was tweaking some keys here. I have some hotkeys now. Hotkeys. Hope everybody's having a good. What's today? Tuesday? Jeez. I had a sweater on and it got hot. Just got hot in here. Jeez. What up, Hard Huddle? Welcome to the stream. Shout out to J-Dub. Oh my god, dude. Oh, that's awesome. You want remember we were oh yeah, Janet, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. This is good. Alright. I'll catch up on this chat in a second. This is perfect. Alright. Welcome to the show, everybody. Here we like to talk about Bitcoin. That's all we do. No poop coins. We only invest in Bitcoin because it's the best, scarcest asset you can hold right now. And the more you hold, the sooner you'll be in financial, I guess, in financial freedom or obtain financial freedom, I guess you could say. Right? So let's do the first segment, and then we'll talk about J-Dub's comments in the Why We Stack segment, okay? So let's try this hotkey out. Wait, am I doing the hotkeys on this one? I am doing hotkeys on this one. Let's see, here we go. Over this. Set strength. Oh, let's go. Let's go to the browser. Boom. Hotkeys are hot. Got some hot hotkeys over here. Okay. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $42,269 per coin, but you don't have to buy a whole coin. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin called Satoshis, and we call them sats for short. One Bitcoin holds, or one Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. Just like a dollar is made out of 100 pennies. Okay, that's the long and the short. So, let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you'll have 23 Satoshis for a single penny. What a deal! They're cheap. Okay, we're talking about pre-ETF Satoshis, pre-fourth halving. I'm telling you, it's a bargain. It's a bargain. Let me switch my screen here. Ooh. There we go. All right, so okay, so the screen switching software has to be on. Okay, got it. I'm trying to learn this new setup, guys. But yes, that is still a good deal, right? When we started the show, we used to get about 3,400 Satoshis per dollar. Now we're just getting 23,000. During some episodes, we were even able to get about 4,000 sats per dollar. Okay, but the whole point of today's episode is, of course, we're gonna stack a little sats every day, Monday through Friday, and we're gonna do a little talk about if you're ready or not for what's coming. Right? Are you gonna be left out, waiting to invest on the sidelines, or are you already on the ship? Are you already on the ship, or are you already on the train? Whatever you call it. Let's call it the spaceship. Are you already on the rocket? Are you on the rocket ready to take off, or are you still driving to the airport? Are you still in the car looking for parking? Out in the parking lot, looking for a parking spot, trying to figure out how to get on this Bitcoin rocket, right? When you should already be on it, right? You should already be saving in Bitcoin. Let's do this next segment before I forget and just start talking about it. Okay, here we go. Why we stack. Alright, so in the Why We Stack segment, we just like to talk about the reasons for saving in Bitcoin, right? So it's real simple. The money you're earning now is being devalued faster than you can make more of it, at a faster rate than you can earn it, even if you had 4 jobs and an Uber on the side. You had 2 jobs and an Uber on the side, however you want to call it. However you want to do it. You can start a company, be successful with like the best product, right? And you take those profits from that company, and if you have them in dollars, you're losing money, right? So no matter what you do to create wealth for yourself and to better your situation, as long as you have your wealth in the dollar or in assets that are directly derived from the dollar, like priced in dollar, like stocks and bonds and real estate, all that is gonna lose compared to Bitcoin, okay? Because it can keep making more of it, and that's where you start losing. That's where you get debased, okay? So let's look into this comment here. It says, remember we're orange pilling, yep. And I just talked to him and bought, oh, perfect. And wants to add his 401 since he just, okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, J-Dub, that's one of, yeah, that makes sense. I told him 60, 40 401ks are a scam anyways. Yeah, so let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's do the traditional route. And J-Dub, I've thought about doing this myself, and I've even thought about withdrawing my 401k and just paying the penalty, right? So if you just lost your job and you don't need that money immediately, man, I mean, what an opportunity, right? I don't have I have a 401k from at work. I have my regular job, and they even match a certain percentage of my contribution up to a certain amount, which is kind of standard. But I was looking at it, and even with the match they give me, if I just contribute enough to get that match, I'm still losing money over time. I'm still losing. My portfolio is not growing over 10% each year. So if it's not growing at over 10%, then you're losing against the value of true inflation, right? They're gonna tell you inflation is 5 or 6%, 4%, right? But the reality is that the inflation is closer to 7, 8, or 9%, maybe even 10%, depending on your situation, right? So inflation is a tricky thing to identify or to calculate, because it's based on your individual purchasing habits, right? If you buy things that are cheap to make and don't do a lot of traveling, right? Then the interest rate relative to the things that you buy maybe isn't changing as much as somebody who's buying things that are more costly to make, i.e. require more work to make, right? So inflation is kind of like to the individual, right? Of course, we're all paying gas and that kind of stuff, but if you're not traveling that much, if you work from home and you don't have to commute, then gas is not something that's affecting you as far as inflation goes, right? So you don't feel the cost of energy as much as somebody who drives to work 50 miles round trip, right? Every day. So it's different. But that said, in general, the average inflation is over whatever they're claiming. It's at least double. So 8%, 9%, maybe even 10%, like I said, right? And so you take into account your savings, your 401k. If your 401k is not coming back to you every year or every quarter when you get a little synopsis or the little prospectus thing that tells you how your 401k retirement money is doing, you can say, oh, you're down 10%, oh, you're down 8%, oh, you're down 1%, oh, you're up 4%, oh, you're up 5%. Ooh, have you ever seen a statement that says you're up X amount on your 401k in the past couple years, right? Probably not. Right? You just continue to invest in it because if the company's matching you, you have extra free money going in there, right? But at the same time, are you even gaining anything, right? So I did the calculations. I looked at my setup and said, look, I'm getting X amount contribution from my employer. I'm getting I'm putting in this much money, right? And you take that over time against inflation, and you realize, like, hey, you know what? Even if they're depositing money for me, right? Even if they're giving me money on top of what I'm contributing, I'm still losing I'm still losing enough that I'm not even keeping up with inflation. So if you take that same idea and you extend it out 30 years, 40 years, however long you plan on working, what by the end of the 30 or 40 years, if you're losing 8 to 10% each quarter, or sorry, each year or whatever, are you saving for retirement? No, you're not. You're just kind of giving your money away to somebody to manage it and lose for you, right? You're yeah, you're just basically you're losing money, right? And on top of that, you're losing potential money that you could be making by having that same amount of value, that same amount of wealth in Bitcoin, right? So we take that same scenario, and I did the calculations, and I was like, you know what, I want out. I want to take my money out of my 401k, and yeah, I'll pay the 30%. I'll pay the 30% early withdrawal fee or penalty, right? There's a penalty, right? Because I wanted to take it out without doing because if in order for you to pull up money out of your 401k, you have to either get fired, you have to have a financial burden like your house burnt down, or a natural disaster, a recent fatality in the family or something like that, right? Anyway, like if it's my money, it's my money, right? But no, they have these rules on top of it. And anyway, even if you were to comply with one of those requirements, they're still going to penalize you a percentage, like 30% for withdrawing it early, right? And 30% is a lot of money. 30% is a big chunk of your stack of your 401, right? But if we had if we had done that, if I was able to do that when I started this show, like I wanted to, and just pay the 30% penalty on whatever money I was able to pull out of my 401k, if I was allowed, if I had a condition that matched the requirement, then I would be up still. The 30% that I paid, I'm already 30% up, right? And at that point, once it's out of that 401k, you don't have to comply with any of their stupid rules, right? It's your money. Do what you want, right? It's I don't know. It just seems like a it's just I don't know. It's a way to trick people. Yeah, see 10%. Yeah, 20, yeah, but 10% taxes and 10% fee. Okay, that makes sense. And then however much it bumps up your salary for that year, it might bump you into a different tax bracket for that 1 year. But still, even let's say 30%. Let's be like super aggressive with it. Let's say they take 30% of whatever you pulled out. If you had pulled it out like 2 months ago, 3 months ago when we started the show, bought Bitcoin with it, you got your 30% back already, right? And now you're on the gravy train, right? Continuing to get gains, right? And instead of let's use the piggy bank analogy, right? Instead of you putting money into a piggy bank that never gets fat, you look at your piggy bank and it just looks like a pathetic, starving, emaciated pig with its ribs showing through its skin because it's so skinny. Even though you've been pumping that thing full of money for however long you've been working at this company or at any company, they've offered you the 401k and you put it in there and you save it and you keep saving and you keep saving. And are you any richer? No, you keep losing. You keep losing because it's a setup, right? You've been set up. It's a trap. You got set up. Okay. Now you take that same little pig, right? You take out the money that you do have and put it into Bitcoin. And then let's just say you stop putting more money into it. Let's say you stop buying sats. Let's just say you did a bulk buy, right? Even at $18,000, even at $1,800, buy $1,800 worth of Bitcoin, and you're off of zero. You're like ahead of the game. You're like ahead of most people on the earth anyway, right? But if you just leave it in there, what's going to happen to it? Is it going to degrade over time and lose value as it would if you're in your 401k? No. Once it's in Bitcoin and you take custody of that, it's like immortal, right? It's like it's infinite. It's not infinite. It's there's no decay on it, right? It doesn't decompose. It doesn't rot. It doesn't leak. like your 401k leaks, like your house leaks, right? Your 401k leaks in the terms of fees, right? And in terms of what it's holding, those things that it's holding are losing value, so it's leaking your future. It's leaking your financial independence, right? It's leaking your retirement. If you buy a house, yeah, it's going to appreciate a little bit better than other things, but it's still leaking, right? It's still leaking in tax expenses. It's still leaking in repairs. It's still leaking in sometimes maybe here in the near future, the value of it might even go down, right? As more and more people are forced to sell their homes and the prices of homes go down, then anyway, that's a whole different story that we should talk about maybe tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow, the real estate. Anyway, I think it's a good move. I'm not a financial advisor, but you know what? A lot of these financial advisors are certified to pull the wool over your eyes and tell you to get into a 60-40 portfolio, right? They tell you to get 60%. Is it 60% bonds and 40% stocks? Is that how it works? 60% bonds, right? Or government bonds, right? Look at this is what they want you to do. They want you to take 60% of your wealth and loan it, okay? Loan it to an institution that cannot handle basic math to control their spending. Okay, would you lend money to somebody that is losing revenue and is so much in debt that just the interest on that debt is more than its gross domestic product, right? If you had a friend who you knew was in debt and worked to and made $50,000 a year, and you knew his interest on his debt was over $50,000 a year, would you lend money to that person? Right? Hell no, you would. I know you wouldn't. But when you invest in bonds, that's what you're doing. You're lending them your money so they can pay themselves. I don't know exactly how it works, but still, it's the same thing. You wouldn't lend to something like that. So just take your wealth, save it in Bitcoin, and be on your way. Take self custody, and you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna get this money printing here. Look at how close we are to 34 trillion, guys. It's gonna happen like either maybe I don't know. It's gonna happen soon because we've been tracking this when it first hit $33 trillion in debt, and we're about to hit $34 trillion. $1 trillion is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Again, it's just getting created out of nothing, and when this happens, the money that you're holding is getting devalued that fast. Look at how fast it's going, right? So this includes things like your 401k, right? Because those companies, in order for those companies to succeed and make you money in your 401k that you're invested in, they have to perform better than inflation, right? So they have to perform at least, I'd say like 8 or 9%. They have to grow by 8 or 9% each year just to stay afloat, just to stay level, right? Just not to lose, right? And so, I don't know. It seems like such a big risk if you look at it in that way, right? Like how long? Yet you're expecting these companies on Wall Street to continue to win and have customers and keep growing their customers and keep growing their business and keep selling things and keep making money, right? To infinity, and with a minimum growth of 10% each year, right? Like what? Who? That's unsustainable, right? It's unsustainable. It's just unsustainable, right? You can have the best product in the world, right? But if you can't afford it, if people can't afford it because they're trying to get enough money to eat, then they won't be able to buy your product, no matter how good that product is, if it's not a need to have product. All that is correct, Raman. I just crushed my 457B on a hardship withdrawal. Oh, damn, nice, dude. I didn't need it, but I can outperform it. Exactly, J-Dub. And the hardship withdrawal. If I get the opportunity to do something like that, I'm gonna do it in an instant. That said, like I long ago stopped contributing to my 401k at work because it doesn't make sense. To bring it all back, it doesn't make sense, right? And again, these are all things that you need to decide on your own, right? Do the research, look at it, and say, look, go back in your financial statement and see how much you've gained and how much you've lost on your 401k or portfolio or whatever, and ask yourself, and just look back and say, okay, what if I would have put this money in Bitcoin instead? Would I be better off? Probably yes. On top of that, remember, you would have custody and you wouldn't have to worry about anybody telling you how to spend it or when you could withdraw it or what you had to do to withdraw it and all this, making you jump through a bunch of hoops just to get access to your own liquidity, right? You shouldn't have to do that. It's your money, right? But that's the way the government controls us and forces us to say like, oh, you want your retirement to be safe. You got to put it into these companies because we think they're safe. And really what they're doing is just like they're protecting the guys that are stealing from you, right? It's like, what is that? Like it's like the fox in the hen house, right? Like, anyway, so you got to look that up on your own and you got to look into it. Just run the numbers. Just run the numbers, right? Run the numbers over the past 5 years. What up, Leonard? Welcome to the stream. Run the numbers over the past 5 years and see if you would have been better off saving in Bitcoin or not. Even with that big dip that we had, like the last bear market, right? So once you figure that out, you might decide that like me, I'm not gonna even. I still have my 401k because I was contributing to it because I was been contributing to it for a long time, but I stopped contributing to it. So I still have it because I've had it, and I can't withdraw it because I'm still my employer, and I haven't had a hardship reason to justify it, right? Yeah, run the numbers. That's like the hard huddle. Run the numbers. I still have my 401k, but I haven't contributed to it in a long time because I'd rather just take the money, pay my taxes, whatever. You're gonna steal from me on taxes. Here, take what you're gonna take, you damn thieves. And once you're done stealing from me, I'm gonna take what's left and I'm gonna put that into Bitcoin, right? Because at that point you can't touch it, right? Get your grubby hands off my stash, right? Get your grubby hands off my wealth, right? Okay, so anyway, that is why we stack. I know it's a long one, guys. It's a long one, but don't even get me started, guys. Don't even get me started. So let's talk about let me throw on some music for a palate cleanser, because geez, here we go. You know, keep it 80s. But yeah, that's what we're talking about there, right? That's what we're talking about. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about real estate, guys. Yeah, let's talk about real estate tomorrow. And for some of you guys that don't know, I'm in California. I know some of you guys don't like California. Okay. Real estate. But I just figured out that this is something that they're doing, like trying to get done, United States wide, right? So we're gonna talk about more about this tomorrow. But in California, they made it to where they're trying to get a new law passed where if you own more than, I think, 50 properties and you rent them short term. No, it's different. I'm mixing them up. In California in general, if you have like a second or third home and you're using it as like a VRBO or like one of those rental temporary rental like what's it called, short-term rental places, they're changing the rules, so you have to pay a crazy like 15% tax on that now, right? And it's like, what? If you're an investor and you go and you spend money on buying a building to make hopefully potential income, right? And they go and change rules on you like that, damn, dude. That's why we stack. That's why Bitcoin, because nobody can come over here after the fact, after you've made all your calculations and figure, okay, I can work really hard to buy this thing, and then that thing could help me get more income and blah blah. That's my plan. Okay, based on how things are, I can work really hard and get this done. And then they come out here and change the rules on you. That's funny, right? That's so sad. Okay, so it's like agreeing to play a game of Monopoly with me, right? And then halfway through the game, when you start to get ahead, I make up a rule where I'm gonna charge you extra rent on your. I'm gonna charge you rent, so I'm gonna charge you taxes on an extra tax out of nowhere on your little squares. Each time somebody comes and stays in one of your squares, if you're holding the hotel size ones, you're okay because you're more wealthy. But if you're holding the little houses, if you have more than 2 houses on your board, then you have to pay the bank tax, right? How BS is that, right? How BS is that, right? But when you save in Bitcoin, there's no risk of anybody coming and trying to change the rules on you, right? They might set up a tax or something on it. I don't know, right? But if you don't convert it back to dollars, they can't touch it. It's just a thing. It's just a little trinket, right? It's just data, right? Just some seed words. That's all it is, right? Anyway, let's do the let's do the rest of the show, guys. Let's do the rest of the show. I think I'm getting carried away here. All right, so next order of business is the stack recap, because we don't only talk about. Oop, here we go. Stack recap, because we don't only talk about stacking sats, we actually stack it too. So let's get into it. Let's check out our stack for today and a stack recap. All right, we started back in May 22nd. We've stacked ever since, slowly increasing our basic minimum entry, and right now our minimum entry is $20. It's just self-imposed. Nobody told us how much to invest. I just figured it's what's doable right now. So we're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin every day, Monday through Friday. And when the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, we spend $20. When it's below, we spend $40. When it's below our all-time low, which is $2,500, which is $25,000 Bitcoin, shit, I'm gonna go all in, right? Anyway, I'm gonna sell some stuff. But today we're spending $20 worth. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin. So let's get into that. Take this thing down. And here we go. It's time. Oops, here we go. It's time to stack some sats. Here we go. As you guys know, I like to stack with Swan over at swanbitcoin.com. Let's see. Swan. There we go. Get this buy set up. Get the preview. The screenshot. Today is episode 125. 125. Wow. Been here just noticed stacks didn't go through. Oh no. Oh, there it goes. Nice. All right, here we go. 3. All right, here we go. Cut the music. Let's do a drum roll. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin. It's going to cost us 20 cents. That fast, really? And just like that. I'm going to wait for that thing to clear. Institutional money is spending millions on ads, and Roman skips his 1,000 sats giveaway again. No. Hard Hodl, we're gonna do giveaways only on Fridays. I'm changing it, guys. We only do one. I don't even know if I want to do giveaways anymore, guys. Right? Look at 1,000 sats today. I don't know. Maybe I think I don't know. Maybe the days of giving away sats are over, but I will do. Let's do 1,000 sats on Fridays. Okay, 1,000 sat giveaway on Friday. And yeah, I want you guys to come here for the signal, right? Not for the free sats. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Also either tomorrow or the next day, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all of these. There's a bunch of. It's funny. It's 40 cents. I know, right? I know. It's not a lot, but I don't know. I want to give away sats, but it's want to make sure people are here to I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, big spender, 1,000 sats on Friday. Let's see what else I got in here. It's so funny. Cool. Okay, so it looks like it went through. There it is. We're good. And now, try a little relaxing music. And update the spreadsheet with today's buy. There we go. Jeez. If you want a copy of the spreadsheet and use it as a template for your stacking needs, you can get it by typing in !sheet. Not SHIT, SHEET into the chat. If they are here for Bitcoin, that is a signal. That's true. That's true. You're right. Okay. Today we purchased at 42,000. I've purchased at 42,000 on the way up. I've purchased at 42,000 on the way down and on the way up, and it doesn't matter. As long as your Satoshi count keeps increasing, just keep buying. You know? Get on your schedule. Figure out what you can do. You can do daily, you can do weekly, if you can do monthly. Figure out what works for you. And just get started and commit to it. Set it and forget it. If you're doing it with Swan, you could set it and forget it. Set it to auto buy and auto withdraw at like 0.01 Bitcoin to your cold storage. That's how I would do it if I wasn't doing buys on the show all the time. I would just do auto buy and forget about it. Well, not forget about it, just to check. It's actually getting transferred. Remember, guys, showing people how fast Bitcoin is rather than just taking it. Yeah, it's true. Showing people how fast Bitcoin is rather than talking about it makes all the difference. Oh, that makes sense, dude. Yeah, man, begging for 40 cents. Yeah. Oh, no worry, J-Dub. No begging. No, he's not begging, dude. He has a good point. Like some of my hardest, not hardest, but some of my most convicted orange pilled people, or orange pilled people I've orange pilled have been because of like the Wallet of Satoshi trick, where like you say like, hey, go download Wallet of Satoshi and we'll send you 1,000 sats, and then they have 1,000 sats in their Wallet of Satoshi, and they look at it, it's like, oh, 27 cents, that's cool. And then like a month later, like, oh, 37 cents, what happened here? And then they're really interested in hearing about the orange pill process, right? But it makes sense. Anyway, let's keep the show rolling. Keep it casual, and let's check the stat count. 10.6 million Satoshis, just like that. Slow and steady, we stacking. Captain down in the house, what up? Waiting to go into operation room. Most interesting place to watch the show today. Oh my gosh. Best of luck, Captain Dan. We'll see you soon. Hit me up if you need any help with anything. I'm around, so it's good to have you in here. Got this. You got this. It's very cool. Very cool. Oh my gosh. Going in. Let's go. Perfect. Sending good vibes to you, Captain Dan. You got this. All right. So that is the basics of the show right there. That's pretty much the show, guys. We bought some Bitcoin. We stacked some Bitcoin. And we talked about Bitcoin for a little bit. If there's any questions, put them in the chat. If there's anyway. So we're still doing Sats giveaway. We're doing that on Fridays now. I don't know. Oh, dude. I'm turning into a Scrooge McDuck of Sats. Right? Let's have the discussion, guys. If you knew that 1,000 Sats, no, it's like actually a good topic, J-Dub, and Hard Huddle. It's a good not necessarily a debate, but it's a good thing to talk about. You know, it's like let's have a conversation, right? In 100 years, what will 1,000 Sats be worth? Right, and now it's very real, right? Okay, let's take this right. Let's take this conversation back in time, right? Let's go back to like when I don't know, when you would get like 50 Bitcoin was like the block reward for mining the next block, you know? It's like, dang, 50 Bitcoin. Right? And you could just kind of give Bitcoins to your friends. Like, oh, hey, this is cool thing. This is cool technology here. I'm going to give you 50 Bitcoin. Or I'm going to give you like 10 Bitcoin. A Bitcoin. Right? Like, what if there was like a show 10 years ago on YouTube giving away 1 Bitcoin per... Right? I give away millions of Sats. That's true. That's true. And you would be helping a lot of people, actually, right? Actually, you know what? That's such a good. So let's bring it back to today, right? Would it be possible that, you know, in all of my, like, you know, sometimes you watch those commercials that come up on TV about like sponsoring or like helping to feed somebody in a different country, and like if people came through the show and I gave them 1,000 Sats, and they just held on to them, and they gave them away to they passed it on to their next descendants down the road. Eventually, you could say that those 1,000 Sats like did more to end world hunger than the cash I'd be spending to one of those causes. Like, it's more. I mean, the sending it to one of the causes is more immediate, right? But I don't know. It's like, so yeah, it is just 40 cents. It is just 40 cents. I don't know. It's interesting. It's like a good way of looking at it, right? Different way of looking at it, right? It's interesting. And it would be turning those people on, because if you gave somebody this 1,000 Sats, like we talked about before, they wouldn't just take 1,000 Sats and sit there, right? Once they see that it's going up in value, that might start them on their orange pill journey, and then next thing you know, they're going to be saving in Bitcoin and doing better for themselves, right? So that might be the ticket there too. Yeah. All right, we're doing a giveaway. Right, we're bringing giveaways back. I know, guys. I'm wishy-washy sometimes, right? 1,000 Sats giveaway today on show days. Excuse me. Okay, let me see. Where's my Nightbot at? Nightbot. I have to enable them. All right, here we go. Oh, J-Dub, did you ever figure out Janet's wallet situation so you could send her 1,000 Sats? All right, here we go. We are doing a giveaway. Hard Huddle. You make a hard point. You make a good point, sir. Look, I got off of the fiat standard, and I'm thinking in terms of satoshis, right? And I'm like, that's 1,000 satoshis, bro, right? But then I realized that it's just gonna cost me 40 cents, right? It's not a lot, but Still sats. I feel like Scrooge McDuck with every single sat now. I want to just hold it. Okay. But let's do a giveaway today. What's today? Today's yeah, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Ready? 1,000 sats. And you gotta be chatting in order to get into the giveaway. Where is that? Hold on. Don't start chatting yet. Let me get this. Timers, spam, giveaways. There it is. All right, I see two people eligible in there already. I see Hard Huddle in there. J-Dub is in there. Andrew, what up? Welcome, Andrew. Keep chatting, guys, and you're gonna become eligible for a 1,000 sat giveaway. Let me put this on the screen, guys. Oh, let me make sure that my mods are available. Boom. All right, if you chatted in the past 15 minutes, starting from now, you'll be eligible. Ooh, we have a good drawing today. Okay. 1,000 Satoshis, 1,000 fractions of a Bitcoin, the most scarce thing I could give you in life. Here we go. You can buy and own a tiny fraction of Bitcoin. 0.00000001 Bitcoin is 1 Satoshi. I'm giving away 1,000 Satoshis. Here we go. We have. Did you read what I posted earlier? I gave my bro-in-law Janet 500,000 sats. Ooh, that's awesome. And he went home and bought 18,000. Let's go, dude. That's fantastic. Round of applause from the live studio audience for J-Dub. Doing his part in the mission to save the people we love from the money goblins, from the fiat slave system. Not me, man. Overgot plenty. Get some to some else. Okay. Well, we're gonna do the drawing, and if you win in the drawing, you can nominate somebody else to give it to. Okay, or we'll re-roll. Here we go. Here we go. Coming in hot. Going to the browser. 1,000 sats giveaway in 3, 2, 1. Rolled it. Let's go. Dang it. Well, Hard Huddle said if he wins, he doesn't want it. Put in your lightning address into the chat so I can send you 1,000 Satoshis. That's so funny. Where's yeah, here you go. Make sure that you don't have the @ symbol or the period. Just do your lightning address like this, and I'll send you some sats right now. So while we wait for Hard Huddle's lightning address, let's talk about other stuff. Do you guys watch a lot of YouTube Shorts? That's the question of the day. I'm gonna move this over here so I can put this in my. No. You know me, Andrew. All right, Andrew. Type in your lightning address. It should be similar to this one. Don't put the @ symbol and don't put the period. Okay. I watch a lot of YouTube pants. No, that's hilarious. All right. Stack sets. Oh, it's in the background. Okay. I gotta change my template. Oh yeah, abw@zbd.gg. Here we go. I like the ZBD app, but I've been messing around with. I'm gonna do a video on the Zeus wallet. It looks pretty cool. Okay, here we go. ZBD. Boom. Pay. 1,042 cents. Here we go. A. B. W. At zbd.gg. There it is. Okay, found you. Choose user. Sending 1,000 sats to Andrew. Let's see what we say. Share. Stack sats show. Okay, here we go. Going in. 3, 2, 1. And just like that, we sent 1,000 sats to Andrew, waiting for Andrew to verify. Verify that he received those tasty, delicious, nutritious Satoshis. Love me some Satoshis. On a Tuesday. On a Taco Tuesday. Satoshi tacos. Sat tacos coming your way. Thank you very much, says Andrew. Thank you very much, Andrew. And thank you very much, Hard Huddle, for being generous and passing on the benefit to a fellow Bitcoiner trying to stack sats to get ahead of this slavery machine. All right? So let's have a great rest of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking.